Hello friends, Shelley here, the Youth and Family Program Coordinator, and I'm here today to share with you our daily Bible reading for today from our Taking Faith Home Toolkit we've been using as a church to grow and practice our faith together each and every day. If you have a Bible nearby, go ahead and grab it. You can follow along as I read, or if you don't have a Bible, that's okay. You can just listen as I read to you. As a reminder before we start, our theme for this week is God creates us to be in relationships. So that's a good idea for us to think about as we listen to our Bible verse today, which for Tuesday, it comes from Hebrews chapter 1, verses 1 through 4, and then chapter 2, verses 5 through 12. In the past, God spoke to our forefathers through the prophets, as many times and in various ways. But in these last days he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, and through whom he made the universe. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. After he had provided purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty in heaven. So he became as much superior to the angels as the name he had inherited is superior to theirs. It is not to angels that he has subjected the world to come, about which we are speaking. But there is a place where someone has testified. What is man that you are mindful of him, the Son of Man that you care for him? You made him a little lower than the angels. You crowned him with a glory and honor and put everything under his feet. In putting everything under him, God left nothing that is not subject to him. Yet at present we do not see everything subject to him. But we see Jesus, who was made a little lower than the angels, now crowned with glory and honor because he suffered death, so that by the grace of God he might taste death for everyone. In bringing many sons to glory, it was fitting that God, for whom and through whom everything exists, should make the author of their salvation perfect through suffering. Both the one who makes men holy and those who are made holy are of the same family. So Jesus is not ashamed to call them brothers. He says, I will declare your name to my brothers. In the presence of the congregation, I will sing your praises. So let's think a minute, what does that have to tell us about being in relationships? Well, what I think about in this verse is that it's talking to us about the relationship between God and Jesus, why Jesus was made and what God's purpose was for him, and kind of that relationship between the two of them. It also speaks to me about our relationship with Jesus as well. In the message you may have heard about the sacrifice that Jesus made. Well, when you're in relationship with somebody, sometimes there are sacrifices that you make to put their needs maybe ahead of your own. We talked about that a little bit in prior weeks in our Taking Faith Home, of how we serve others and we put others' needs in front of ours. And to me, that's a little bit what this message was talking to us about, of, how did Jesus sacrifice for us, and how does that show us how we should be in relationship with Jesus, but also, how do we then apply that to our relationships in our daily life? And so those would be great things for you to talk about with somebody close by. Could be a family member, it could be a friend or a neighbor. And of course, if you don't have anybody to talk to, you can also grab a notebook and journal about it and write down questions or ideas that you have, or maybe draw a picture that makes you think about this passage. And of course, there's always the option to talk to God about it in your prayers. I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you again really soon.